What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Black Talent Sport. This is Bullet. In today's video, it's going to be about the third modification that I made. And to me, it's the most important modification. That's right, it's the catch can. You get the intakes, get the exhaust and everything else tuned. To me, installing a catch can is the most important modification you can make to a direct injected engine. This 3.5 EcoBoost Gen 1 needs it, absolutely needs it. Not so much if you have a Gen 2, but we'll get into that in a little bit later.
Now's a great time to smash that like button and subscribe.
Now, I got a little bit of a story to tell you about the purchasing the catch can and also how I ended up purchasing the Explorer. I was doing a little bit of a research on what engines or what manufacturers offer a turbocharged all-wheel drive, direct injected, and also port fuel injected motor. And all of my little research that I did all pointed towards the Gen 2 3.5 EcoBoost motor. It's currently only available in the F-150. So I thought, which is cool. I like F-150s. They look nice and slick, you know, rugged looking and, you know, sporty enough. So immediately, me being a car enthusiast, I wanted a Raptor. That's my style. But that didn't go over so well with the family. You know, I think they couldn't look past the bed. It has 4 doors, has plenty of room, well capable, drives pretty much like a car, but you know, it's a truck. But for whatever reason, they just wasn't vibing with it.
No pickups, Daddy.
So I scrapped that idea, and then I did a little more research and found out that the Gen 1 3.5 EcoBoost does not have port fuel injection in addition to the direct injection. So I was like, all right, you know, I guess I could settle for that. Or if not, I'll just pick up a catch can, because I know the catch can has the same effect as port fuel injection with keeping carbon deposit buildup to a minimum. So I did a little more digging and just looked up the vehicles that the Gen 1s came in and popped up on the Explorer. And I was like, I don't really want an Explorer. You know, the police have it. I don't want to be mistaken as a cop. And, you know, I wasn't really feeling the Explorer too much. I didn't know nothing about it. But after several situations arose through my previous vehicle, I needed to rent a vehicle on 2 separate occasions. The first occasion I rented a Limited, and I fell in love with it. Second occasion, I saw, okay, 5.0 Mustang, that's what's up. Second occasion, I saw that they had an Explorer on the lot. So I was like, give me the Explorer. And after that rental, I was like, all right, I gotta get one. But they were the Limited trims, and I was like, the only trim to have is the Sport or the Platinum. Me, I preferred the Sport. So when I looked it up, Gen 1 3.5 EcoBoost. Hey, that's all she wrote from there.
Wow, you're looking fresh.
All right, let's go over several of the benefits of having a catch can and why you really want to get one, and you know what can happen if you don't have one of these catch cans. All right, now there's a thing that having a direct injected engine will cause to the valves. It causes a lot of carbon deposits, carbon buildup on the valves, and almost anything in the intake. So now engines that do not have direct injection, they have port fuel injection, or they have both direct and port fuel injection, just like the 3.5 EcoBoost Gen 2s. It basically cancels out the need for a catch can, which basically the port fuel injection aspect of it helps clean the valves, keeps the valves clean, keeps, you know, a lot of the intake tract and the combustion chamber clean and relatively free of carbon deposits and carbon buildup. When you don't have a catch can and you have direct injection, you definitely will eventually run into a lot of carbon buildup. on the valves mainly, and in in the intake tract, robbing you of power, really restricting flow towards the intake valves and the pistons. I'll show you a picture of the buildup. However, when you have a catch can, then all of the oil blow by and any sort of deposits or anything that would have normally been recirculated back into the intake tract through the PCV system, the catch can, what it does is it captures all of that. It collects it, it captures it, stores it in the can, hence the name catch can. And then all you have to do is basically drain it. All right, so now for the Gen 2 3.5 EcoBoost motors, you don't necessarily need a catch can. Why? Because you have both direct and port fuel injection. That port fuel injection aspect is what cleans the valves. It keeps everything nice and clean. In fact, I have seen some guys that, for whatever reason, installed the catch can on a Gen 2 3.5 EcoBoost, and it basically catches nothing, like water. So, what's the point in that? If you're gonna install something that's not necessarily needed, then you just wasted your money. And they're not cheap, at least the good quality ones. I mean, I got the UPR Catch Can for a couple of reasons. The first one was the quality of the lines and how they built it. I really did like what they did with that. The second reason is because of the capacity. This thing is large. I knew at some point that I may forget to change the oil, and if I got one of the smaller ones that I see, I think I'd be at risk of having that thing spill over, and I didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? So the UPR unit is pretty large, so I got that. That was another reason why I purchased that one. The other one is, I sent them an email before I made the purchase. When I decided I wanted to get it, just wanted to ask them a question about why doesn't it have a breather. I see catch cans with breathers on top, little filters, but I know that this one didn't. So I asked, why doesn't this have a breather on it? And what they basically explained to me is that it's a closed system. You don't want everything, the fumes from what the catch can will catch or gather, leaking out. So it kind of defeats the purpose. So that, I was like, all right, okay, I get it. I'm ready to spend my money now. That's another reason why I typically smell the oil when I'm draining the catch can, just to kind of see what I can smell. Your nose is very important. You can pick up several different symptoms of what could be going wrong with your motor. You guys know that, right? All right, so why don't we go through the installation and how the lines are run on this catch can install. All right, well, there's the can there, mounts to that bracket where that ground was. You can also reuse the ground. It was a little bit difficult to get that ground off initially. I had to use some WD. It was kind of tight. Okay, this first line is the clean line. Goes from the top of the can and it runs right on over to the bank 1 valve cover. Okay, now the second line, this one here goes from that side of the can, runs down and right back up. See, that's the check valve, and goes right into the intake. All right. Now this third line here, this one was a bit of a doozy. Not really a doozy, but it's probably the most difficult line because it just requires some plumbing. As you can see, I had to run it under the can All right, it goes under the AC lines. There it is right there, and it runs right under the throttle body. And I tucked it alongside the intake runners. Tucked it under the intake pipe. Now this is where it got a little bit tricky. That right there, that's where it ends. It goes into the intake. Now if you have the stock intake, stock airbox, UPR supplies their own intake tube. It's a silicone tube that has the hole, and the fitting, that fitting that you're looking at there, fits right inside of it. The next video that I'm going to be making, which will be the K&N intake, if you have that, then you'd have to do a little bit of a modification, which I'll cover that in the next video. But that is it. That is how I ran the lines. It's not as difficult as it looks or sounds like it might be. It just takes a little bit of patience and you know, just some plumbing, some good old patience and plumbing.
While I was making this video, I was due for an oil change and a draining of the catch can. And I didn't want to bore you guys with watching me change my oil, because that'd be like watching paint dry. But I did want to show you guys how I drained the oil from the catch can. And those clips there, sometimes they fight me, sometimes they come right off. But if you break one, oh man, dog just eat your supper. So I usually carefully remove them. I know that UPR offers a drain line for this can. That was offered after I made this purchase, and I decided to keep continuing to remove it to drain it. Let me know in the comments below what you do. I drain my can every 5,000 miles, and to think that that much oil will be recirculated is just crazy to me. That's about 10 months worth of oil that I saved.
Well, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember to smash that like button, subscribe, share, make some comments. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and smash that notification so you can see when I come out with my next video. The next video is, like I said, is going to be the K&N intake, and which kind of ties into the installation of the catch can that I just did. So make sure you guys are getting notified. All right, again, hey, thanks for watching. Continue to watch, continue to share. All right, have a blessed day. Peace out.